Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to another stream. This one is going to be our first test drive. I am very excited. We've already actually done a little bit off camera. Well, not off camera, off stream. It is on camera, so it will... I'll probably make something of it a little bit later today, if, or maybe not today, but maybe tomorrow, if it all looks good, or if there's nothing as good to make it from this one. But yeah, let's go ahead. We can get everything situated as per usual. Thank you, as per usual, again for watching after the fact and joining us along on this, supporting us even if you can't make it to the streams, or even if you do make it to the streams and just join and watch again. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's go ahead and make sure that we've got our analytics good, looking great, stream looking well. I am going to attempt to record this stream as I go along, so that way it's going to be kind of the test drive for what we need to. Oh shoot, I didn't rename the stream. It still says Eureka. Can I do that now? Yeah, I think I can do that now. But yeah, we are going to, when we do the actual stream itself, or the mission itself, we will be recording it as well, and want to make sure I can record it without my voice on there, without any other game or computer audio, because I might want to put on some music at some point and kind of cruise around, or we could watch something in a small corner or something like that. So I want to make sure that it doesn't record those things. It only records the video and the game audio. So that's going to be our test with this. Unfortunately, it may mean that it may crash, but I don't think it will. I have a pretty decent computer, and so I think it'll be alright. What are we naming this? Wait. Alright, wake up Kerbalnauts, we got a test. Cassie? Should I wake up Cassie? I mean, that's a deep lore joke. I don't know that everyone's gonna make. Yeah, I think I've got everything looking good. I should probably put this in. I am streaming a lot earlier today than normal, so apologies to normal viewers who watch a little bit later in the day, not joining as early as you normally do, possibly watching this after the fact, but alright, so that's all good. I think we're ready to go. Alright, yeah, I think we're ready to go. I'm going to keep that map up just in case. Oh, I will want that. Sorry. One more map that I'm going to want to get. Where was that? Where was that? Was that downloads? Yeah, it was downloads. There we go. Yeah, so it's, we're going to be needing this map, but also I think we're going to try to use this map today. If you saw my last stream, you might know what I'm talking about, but if not, we'll talk about that soon when we get there. Let's go ahead and I'll just put this, just keep that off to the side here. And then this one kind of off to the side here. Oh, I can't block the chat. Alright, perfect. Alright, good. I just want to make sure everything's set up so I don't have to fumble around later on when people are actually, in here. And, well, not necessarily in here, but when people are talking and asking questions and stuff. So this itself is not the save that we are going to be, that we have been using. This one actually is the one that we're going to be using for the actual mission, because as you see here, it's got good old Jeb, Bill, Bob, and Val. And Bill is our engineer. There we go. So, yeah, so we are going to take the original crew. We're going to actually take Val and Bill. I'm going to try to see if we can get Bill. I'm going to try to sneak something in on the craft at the last minute. There we go. Yep. Alright. Yep, alright, everything's good. We can actually go ahead and get rid of our science real fast. We don't need that. Oops, no. There we go. Let's get rid of all of... Ooh, not that much. Let's get rid of all of our reputation as well. I guess we can't do all of our reputation, but we'll have a tiny, tiny reputation. And we're going to leave our funding because we might... Actually, let's just increase it to 220. Or 2 million. Alright, and then as you see here, all of our other cheats are off. So keep that. Alright, perfect. Yeah, so this is our regular... This is going to be the path that we take, or the actual save file of the map that we have. I believe all of these anomalies are the same ones. I think one of them is going to be off, so I'm going to at some point need to catalog this, and I'm going to be taking these waypoints in and going, you know, stop 1 would be here, stop 2, stop 3, stop 4, so on and so forth, going through the whole pattern, going all the way back, so that way I have all the waypoints into our navigation system, and then we can better go from place to place without having to pop into this screen or pop into the waypoint finder and change that out. We should keep the daylight sensor on at all times. I think that's just useful. Nice. It's actually... Yeah, whatever. Anyways. So, we have that. There's not really much we need to do here in this save file. This was just what I was working on before going. So we're going to save that. And then we're going to hop back into our regular, the save file that we've been doing everything, all the testing, all the building in. Because I have a little bit of a surprise. I'm kind of excited. People are going to come in late and be super shocked. But we are at the testing phase, or at the final, the build is finally done. I may sneak one more seat on there, if at all possible. But all in all, I'm very excited about this. Alright, so let's get back in. I have, like I mentioned, I have footage that I'll probably, most likely, do something with, of us going from the desert launch site to where we are now, in the real game, not simulation, and you'll see that it was fully done. Let's take a quick peek. No, I'll show you the craft in flight. Let's just go. Let's just get out of here. But yeah, it's I flew it, I took it, I drove it, I helicoptered, VTOL'd it, and it is in a new location now. Where are you? It is currently called the Subpar, which is hilariously ironic because it is probably the best. Probably the best plane that I've ever created. Best plane, VTOL, whatever. So I think that's funny. But we are going to rename it in the official version. Probably something the Phileas Fogg 2, but we'll see. So let's not recover. Let's go ahead and fly. But yeah, this is exciting. So we are going to attempt a mission. I want to test the boating capabilities of this, hence why I wanted that river map up. But we also, like, the whole thing is I want to really test the flying. Oh, spoilers. Let's see. I really want to test the ability to fly it, or not fly it, drive it, fly it, all those different scenarios that we may run into. So that's the whole point of testing, is we're basically going to act as though we're doing, you know, the real mission and everything, doing it as per usual, either IVA or EVA, and see how we can handle it, see what kind of challenges we come up with, see what kind of scenarios we can test for, and things like that. And so that's what we're going to do. So rather than just spawning our craft over by the river, testing, and then popping out and then spawning it again, I'm going to drive my way there. I mean, if we can't make it there by the end of the stream, I will just spawn ourselves there and find it. But part of the excitement is the journey. So let's go ahead. I might do this just for the cinematic. Cinematic aspect, since I am recording this, and this might end up being part of a video as well. So it could be in on the fun. Look at that. Beautiful. I think I will need to redo my keyboard little bumps because it's a little challenging flying. Let's see if he gives us a little salute or anything. A little waving of the hands. But yeah, this is our craft. Oh, you know what? He's probably not going to do that because I think he's bouncing around on the surface. Let's go ahead and hop back in. Oh, got the... What is going on there? With the little shadow reflection. Anyways. Here we are. Yeah, so let's hop out of EVA or IVA. Yeah, so this is our craft. I made the one from the previous stream smaller. I noticed that the problem that we had was the power consumption, and primarily it was because our propellers were so huge. But we didn't need them that big. However, we did because it was so long. It had this giant convertitron. So I did some tweak scale tomfoolery to bring our convertitron down a little bit, and some clipping to put our batteries all around it as though it would be built that way. But shh, we're not telling anybody. We're not telling the people who would care about that. They didn't see anything. We've got ourselves some fuel canisters here. We've got an Oscar B as well as these little side things for our liquid fuel. The secret to these is that our fuel, our ore, and our propellers and our center of mass are in line. So no matter how full or empty they get, it's basically going to be the same thing. So we can fly with completely full ore tanks and gas. We can fly completely empty. We can fly a combination of the two, or of any of them. So freaking love it. We've got ourselves our fuel cells, but because of the fact that this is so lightweight of a craft, these solar panels can basically suffice as long as it's fairly sunny out. So our solar panel loving viewers will be extra happy about that. And then other than that, it is super maneuverable. We have these on a reverse thruster toggle, so we can actually have them spin the other way, which when we're facing upright will cause us to descend. We'll go downwards, especially a lot faster. But cooler than that is it'll allow us to fly upside down in a much more stable fashion, because it'll act as downwards facing thrusters, rotors, and which will allow us a few better views, because we can see the ground below us more unobstructed using our cockpit. I am thinking about, before we finally finish, I am thinking about adding either one or two EVA seats, the ones that can sit on the side, but the ones with the IVA attached in it for the better views, so they will probably be invisible. But I don't know about that. Like, I want to bring an engineer on so we can fix our parts. I want to bring... I mean, I don't really want to bring a scientist because we have no need for it, so I might want to bring Jeb, like Val, Jeb, and Bill. Oh, that'd be great. People will probably be mad at me if I don't bring Jeb. Like, what is Kerbal Space Program without Jeb? I mean, it's Val, obviously. Without Jeb, it's probably a lot more successful. Anyways, I am here on top of the something. One of the abandoned one of the anomalies. I think this is actually this is supposed to be, like, lore-wise, this is supposed to be where the site of the very first KSC. But we are out here. Let's get out of this. We're out here. It's the first. Oh! What is going on? Hold on. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap! What happened? Did we fall? What? Oh. Well, we're gonna go ahead and revert that save. Holy crap, what just happened? Oh. So anyways, we're at the closest anomaly to the desert launch site. I got ourselves here. It was nice. It was very unharmed. Let's go ahead and load that. I think it's this one. I think this one is the safe one. Whatever that was. Let's go ahead and get off this. As you see, we weren't actually making contact with it. It wasn't completely solid at the top, so I don't think it was good that we were up there anyways. That was more for the cinematic aspect. I thought it'd be a cool place to start the stream, but let's get down to business, right? Yeah, you see this? I don't think we're meant to be that. But look at this landing. I'll show you the video of it, but I straight up did VTOL my way over here. Like, I spotted it from the air, came down to the thing. Yeah, I'm very excited. Actually, I could probably, once I get myself into flight and cruising, I could probably put the video up on just the bottom corner, because there might be a chance that, we'll have a lot of time. Murphin, early, yeah, yes, I am. Apologies about that, but you actually came just in time. We're about to get started. I literally just blew up the craft because I was messing around, showing people where we were, but we're on top of the very first monument, or the very first anomaly that would, outside of the desert launch site, as our test flight. You didn't miss us getting here. I recorded that off camera, but this is where we're going to start, and we are going to head our way over to that. And we're going to test fly it. So let's go ahead and... Oh, okay. This is what happened. 2Z3. Okay. Okay, well, what blew off? Hold on. What blew off? Can we deal with this? Oh no, our whole wheel is screwed. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna stop messing around. But yeah, so we're gonna go head over to the river, and we're gonna try to see if we can float down it, and have kind of control and stuff. And yeah, we're gonna have a good old time. But the thing is, the river's kind of a far ways away, so the test, the just getting there is going to be the way to do it. Let's just get out of here. All right. Spin that up. I'll show you the craft a little bit in flight or something when we go. As you can see here, I didn't just spawn myself here. 51 minutes. Alright, so let's go ahead and kill our brakes. Got our SAS on. Throttle up. But yeah, there we go. And that's... Yeah, I just want to get off this thing. Maybe we'll just start driving. I think it's this direction. Forward. Okay. Let's go ahead and drop in gear. Maybe we'll put on our things. Alright. Backup vehicle as far as like a backup design, or as far as like having another one on hand, so if this one breaks we can replace it. Because as far as a backup design, tornado, welcome. Okay, welcome in. Okay. As far as a backup design, I don't think we're gonna want one, but yeah, so another one on hand. So I actually have, oh whoops, that's what I need. I have something, a contingency for that, and what it is that we are allowed to send replacements. We can either send a replacement craft out to our crew so they can pick it up and then go. However, we have to fly in real time. We can't put it on an autopilot. Or we can respawn ourselves back at any of the locations we've discovered thus far that are launch sites. So if we've discovered the Cove launch site, then we can respawn our vehicle at the Cove launch site if it gets destroyed, or we need to redesign it or anything. And we're allowed to redesign, here, I'll do this while we're doing that. We're allowed to redesign our vehicle at those times, at any time, if we need to like add something, or if we need to add something or change something, we can do that. River Basin, let's go ahead and select that. But we can do it at that time, but we can only launch from those sites. We can't return to where we were. We can't go to future sites. We can't do anything like that. So you know, that was part of the challenge, and I enjoyed that. Let's go ahead and keep that up. All right. So yeah, so we are test driving it. We're gonna head out to the river basin. I think I can map now. Oof. Up here. This is where I want to go, and it's probably going to be a while. It may be a situation where we have to do a two-parter to get to the actual river itself, but there's plenty of terrain and challenges and stuff to go along the way. Let's actually save this for a second. Test 1, start. Okay. Alright. Kill those. Kill the brakes. Let's drive for a sec. Let's just drive. We have our heading. We just need to go that way. To 133 kilometers. Oh, 133 kilometers. We can handle that, no problem. Should probably keep our map on for our slope information, but let's take a. There's a game coming out in 20 minutes. That looks cool. 20 minutes. Submarine capable. Yes, it is. However, we do need. Thank you actually for reminding me. We need to use this mod. Every other thing that we did just ended up either making it more complicated or took up like 3 action groups just to be slightly usable. And so it's not. So I think the thing is it was just the buoyancy factor. It was just a matter of getting ourselves under the water. So this is all that it does, is it allows us to get under the water. But it is completely controllable, stable, It has solar panels charge up into a certain depth, and then after that we have to run on fuel cells. But it also has the drill, the convertitron, and everything that can refuel ourselves at the bottom of the ocean and get ourselves back up. It also has solar panels on the bottom in case it goes belly up. So yeah. Subnautica capable. I don't know about Subnautica capable. That's a whole other thing. Alright, let's go hovercraft engine. Bring up our landing gear. Pop this open. Forward. Let's give ourselves a little more momentum. Alright, we are off track though. There's gonna be a lot of twos sometimes. Yeah, we're gonna have to. The thing is the only mod that I ever found to work a good. All right, let's just start flying. The only mod that I ever found that does a good submersible is just started getting buggy out of nowhere. Like it just broke the game every single time I would anytime I would go under the water. So I'll have to figure that one out. If it's really that big of an issue, we can figure that out. But there's a chance that it may end up derailing the project. So we'll think about it. Am I going the completely opposite way? I think I might be going the completely wrong way. What's that? Alright, you know what? Let's get our... When we have our top engines, we become, like, a lot more maneuverable. There we go. This is what I'm looking at right here, is this arrow. I do... You know what? I actually own Subnautica. So, you know, potentially... Possibly once I'm done with this challenge, that could definitely be on the docket, because when I did the Around the World challenge the first time, by the time I was done with it, I was so done with the Kerbal. I just wanted to never see a Kerbal again, you know, for the longest time. So it's definitely possible. All right, so we are headed in the right direction, 133 kilometers. I think once we find a little bit better terrain, we might land for a bit. As you see here, we are head towards mountains, I believe. You can actually bring up this map. I don't mind checking out this map, even though we have one on the screen. It's just a little hard to deal with. So, no, actually I don't want to do that. Where is it? I want the small one. We should probably take off ground proximity warnings. That's just going to be chattering at us for too long. Alright. Yeah, so this is our altimetry, so that shows it'll give you a good idea of the terrain that we're going over, which is really helpful when it comes to driving and plotting our route. I use this a lot when I'm driving on the first one, because I could see, like, oh, it would be more like if I'm over here needing to go this way, I'll see that this is in the way, and so I'll be like, all right, I can go into this lowland here instead of going straight and then over and having to climb this hill right here. I'll just kind of like cut over here and then kind of go around. Is this what I need to be? Oh, it is. Am I going the right direction? Am I going northeast? I think so. No. Going northwest. It says I'm pointed the right way. Oh, something kind of cool on this. It's starting to rain a little bit. If you can see this camera down here, I have it on a tilt so I can look downwards. And I also have a rotate so I can look backwards. And tilt. And rotate. It's a good VTOL camera there. Yeah. Let's fly above the clouds a little bit, because we've got a long ways to go. So we'll keep an eye on the terrain for. Yeah, let's get the navigation. We'll keep an eye on the terrain, and if we find better, flatter ground, there we go. I don't want too extreme of an angle. Oh, hey, the game's out now? Nice. You're gonna have to tell me about it. Can't switch over, but yeah. Have a positive charge right now because of our solar panels. Don't have our fuel cells on, so that's good. Solar punk. Oh, fun. Do love me some space games. Ugh, gorgeous. I should find a way to put this on an action group on its own, so when we're in plane mode, it doesn't free spin like that. Let's see. We're straying slightly from our course heading, but that's not terrible. Let's level ourselves out, though. No need to fly super high. I don't know if you saw... Oh, it's not a space game. Oh, okay. I don't know if you saw the most recent video, but I did 2 little stress tests of this. Some fast flying between the trees, which was nice. But one of the cooler ones, the ones that I like more, was I was flying at night. I wanted to see how far I could go, fully fueled, fully stocked with ore, flying as long as I can go, and then just using the fuel to turn into electricity, using the ore to turn into fuel, and so on and so forth. And then I let it go until it completely ended. And then I dropped like a stone out of the sky to see how stable it was and how it could handle such an event. Like, you know, it's like we're flying for a while and it's, suddenly we have no power, and it's like, oh crap, we're not going to have any power. And oh, you can fly. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, so we're not going to have any power, and, you know, how can we land? And I swear to you, there was, like, nothing, no shenanigans or anything. We just, it's stable enough, its lifting surfaces are enough that it can just kind of glide itself down. And we did break our wheels. We did smack the crap out of our wheels and break the front ones, but we have repair kits, so it was easy to, or it would be easy to fix. Like, you know, that's not a game-ending issue. Also, the fact both vertical propellers and the forward propellers worked, so we could, if that is a situation where both our wheels break, we can't, you know, do something, or if parts of our craft breaks but it's still airborne capable, we can just fly to the next place, or we can send out a craft to bring us this craft. I'm thinking if we do need to replace this craft mid-game or whatever, I'm thinking possibly designing an aircraft carrier, an aircraft carrier for it to fly out, so we don't actually fly this craft itself, but we can actually just drop it off using a larger craft, the Russian nesting doll type thing. This looks like some pretty good land. Actually, this looks like pretty solid terrain. Let's go ahead and bring ourselves down. I think we can, let's autosave. We can autosave in the air, which is nice. It's very useful that way. Yeah. Like, that's hilly right there. That's going to be hard to drive through. Anytime you see that brown, that's difficult. Driving up it is, like, nearly impossible, and coming from that bit and then dropping down, it's like a huge slope down. You gather a lot of speed, and you can get out of control really easily. So that's one of the benefits that I do have right now, is that I've done this before. So yeah, I have a few things to keep in mind as I design this, and I think this craft is possibly the best one I've ever done. So let's go ahead and lower our throttle. Where's our throttle? Oops. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to land among the trees for a little bit. We're going to drive. What kind of resources we got? Still got full ore, still got full liquid fuel and oxidizer, so we can actually go for a while. The thing that was really important to me is that we could drive, or we can keep moving at night if we wanted to. We couldn't really do that a lot, and so it was a lot of stop and go, and then time warp today, stop and go, time warp today. With this, we can do a whole lot more, and then, you know, when we really need to refuel or whatever, we can just drill up some more ore. So we'll just kind of casually cruise down, and then we'll find a place to land and then drive. 200. We may hover, actually. We'll see. We may end up hovering only long enough to go, okay, this is very dangerous, let's fly again. 100. Alright, let's go ahead and get our upwards engines. And our landing gear. Let's not hit these trees. Sorry about the noises. I think I'll have to turn our danger alerts either off or way down. Yeah, actually, I think that's... I think that's... Oh, no. Let's kill our forward momentum. And some of our vertical. There we go. And then kill our vertical engines. Actually, no, let's keep both engines on. Actually, yeah, let's hover instead. Turn off our upwards engines and kind of do this. Oh, you know what? We should probably quick save since. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, getting dangerous. I say we should probably quick save and then I speed up considerably. Alright, actually, yeah, let's quick save. Yeah, so quick saves will be allowed, quick loads, all that stuff. If it's a significant crash where everyone survives, but we actually had this button here. If it's a significant crash where everyone survives, but the vehicle is destroyed, then we can, then we'll live with it. You know, we'll live with our consequences. But if it's something stupid, or I'm just, you know, not paying attention or whatever, we'll restart. If Kerbals die unnecessarily, we'll reload. But if it's a something that seems significant to the story and whatnot will live with their consequences, things like that. I do a lot of like living with your consequence type playing in Kerbal normally, so I think allowing myself a little bit of leeway on a challenge like this is fine. All right. Let's drive for a few minutes. Then I'm going to get up into the air, and then I need to refill my coffee and take care of one thing, and then I will be back shortly. But, yeah, flying will be good. Oh, you know what? I can put that video on in the bottom left. It's beautiful. I have a lot of fun on this, I think. Not going to space in the slightest, but you know what? This game doesn't necessarily need to be about space. This is an open world game, you know. I think not enough people know the joy of this game as an open world game. I've seen mods that add cities. I thought about adding that, but I figured it may end up getting in the way of things, or taking away from the beauty of exploring kind of an untouched world. But I don't know. Let me see. Yeah. What's our speed? What's our surface speed? 17. 18 meters per second. Let's go ahead and just get our propellers open at least. We don't necessarily need to have them on. But yeah, I'm thinking while we do the stream, while we do the challenge, might have during times where it's I don't need to focus too much on the controls. Like if we're in mid-flight doing hundreds and hundreds of kilometers between places, might be able to do, you know, either questions and answers, or we could play little games. We could watch a little something, or do something. Because there's going to be a lot of time involved in this challenge, and a lot of it is travel, and sometimes you can't, in certain places you can't time warp, so it's just mind-numbingly long, and so it's going to be a lot more fun to have y'all along with us. Alright. I also thought about, I'm not able to get another, you know, Kerbal on here, really, so I don't know how feasible this idea was, but I would love to get a multiplayer aspect into this. Get one of my Kerbal friends to join me in the journey. You know, either helping control the plane, or, you know, just being a passenger, someone to hang out with, or the thing is I'm not sure entirely how those mods work. Are we going the right way? Yeah. I'm not entirely sure how those mods work, and so if it's not a situation where they can join me in real time, it's not exactly what I was thinking of. I'd want them to be able to see the exact same things I'm seeing, to react to the same things I'm reacting to, and, you know, if they hit an action group, I want that action group to happen on my side. So I don't know how useful that's gonna, or how capable that is, and so we'll have to see. Let's hover, give ourselves a little more speed. I could be into flying soon. Ooh, yeah, especially since hovering and speed is not always the most controllable. I was thinking about putting RCS thrusters on here and having my left and right translation be a little bit more useful. Alright, you know what? Oh, this is... Oh, that was a little dangerous. Let's go ahead and get our upwards. Holy crap. Not doing this very well. There we go. Whew, almost crashed there. Alright, let's get our landing gear back up. A little more aerodynamics. Alright. Let's see. Let's get our cameras. Nice little downwards facing camera. We're going to get the occasionally low gear sound. I don't know how to turn that off, but... Alright, so how far do we got? 67 kilometers. I think that's doable. So I'm going to just kind of point myself like this. Can I quick save? Yes, I can. Alright, cool. Let's get ourselves set up so I can go feed my cat, get my coffee, and then be right back. Let's see where this video is. One second. Not that one. Is this one? That one. Is it this one? Yeah, I want to put up the video of me actually getting here, so that would be kind of good. And I think I just start off right from the get-go. It's just because, you know, if I'm going to be away from the thing, yeah, perfect. Yeah, so the entire video is actually relevant. It doesn't waste any time, really. Not video capture media. But yeah, I'm just gonna put it off in the corner so it's something slightly more interesting to look at than just the same static image of me going forward. And this will actually be a good test to see if it captures that as well. Where are you? Media file. Okay. I think we lost Murph into that new game. Alright. Nice. I can already see that I'm starting to stray a little bit. I'm gonna end up going off course. There we go. Alright, so I will see y'all in just a second, and yeah, enjoy. Well, I see we've gotten ourselves into a little bit of a pickle. Let's just... Did forget to turn on our... Let's go ahead and kill our throttle for a second. I did forget to turn on our fuel cell before leaving. I mean, it wasn't intentional. Oops. It wasn't intentional to not pay attention and run out of electricity. Oh no, that's the wrong way. But whew, that was fun. Got the heart rate. I was downstairs. I had the thing on my phone. I looked over. I'm like, oh, that's not good. Okay. Back on track. What was the thing at the bottom left? Which one? Oh, that's the video of me getting to the first monument, or the first location, just as my test flight. Oh, ground speed. Alright, picking up. Oh. There we go. Why is that one not going? Hold on. Why is this one not going? Electric charge deprived. Oh, okay. Alright. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I just need to get myself vertical. See, now I have electric charge again, fully good. I just need to get myself stabilized. I just need to get my fuel cell going. I've got plenty of liquid fuel oxidizer. Only got 4 kilometers left. That's fine. Let's see how it goes. I just need to get my cat's food, and then I'll be back soon, so. Yes, it absolutely did a barrel roll. I am going to leave this up so you guys can see if that happens again, but I'll be right back. That was fun. Alright, back again, got my cat all taken care of. And excited to get started. I don't actually need that right there. Okay. Put it up here. Cool. Yeah, I see we are at our new record for the altitude. I actually haven't really tested what the altitude ceiling is on here. But so far, 9 kilometers ain't bad. Still not losing any charge. Can I turn the fuel cell off? Yeah, so I just ran out of electricity. I guess I didn't have my solar panels angled. How high are we? Yeah, we definitely overshot our target. So these aren't turning on for some reason. Oh wait. Okay, yeah, there. Yeah, so how is everybody on? Oh, Neutral Like Fish, welcome back. Welcome in. So this thing can actually fall from 5 kilometers and then just glide its way back down. It's pretty great. It can also fly completely balanced, full of fuel, full of ore, and so and then it can convert the ore into fuel, and then the fuel into electricity, and do that all mid-flight without losing center of mass in any way. So it stays completely balanced, making it able to fly and travel for a very long time at nighttime, which I absolutely love. So yeah, we are officially in the testing phase. We are officially in the what kind of challenges can this handle phase. And this is our craft, the Phileas Fogg V2. much smaller, much more capable. We got a drill in here. It's hard to see. Everything's all smashed in together. Our Convertitron we scaled down. We did a little tweak scale tomfoolery, as I said, and clipped our batteries. So if that's a thing that unnerves you, sorry about that. But let's go ahead and get into plane mode instead of that. All right. But yeah, this thing is completely stable, completely freaking stable. I'm gonna, if it's all right with y'all, I'm going to. How much longer is in that video? I think we're almost about to land at the thing, anyways. Oh, here. You know what? If you liked it, I'll leave it, but let me just make it smaller. How about that? All right. I'll turn it off when we get closer to the river basin. Yeah, so I overshot it by 30 kilometers. That's not terrible. Oh, and that actually is just in the... So that... The waypoint's actually just in some random spot, not even really at the basin's start. But we want to put this in some water. I can only do the one. It's distracting enough as is. I think it might end up cutting into the footage as well. So when we end up doing the challenge for real, we're gonna need to not have that because we're gonna turn it into a video. All right. So where is? I'm gonna back out a little bit. Yeah, so I want to find that river and then travel on it. Alright, let's just use this map. Oh, maybe it's just on the other side of the mountain. That's probably what it is, because it looks like I'm right. Yeah, I'm just like right here, so it's probably just on the other side of the mountain. Okay, cool. Yeah, still have electric charge. Do I have my fuel cell on? No, I have it off. Perfect. We can even physics warp our way up and over. Speed up without actually having to speed up. Yeah. Like, we may be able to cover a lot of ground this way. The only problem is that things get funky in physics warp, and you can mess up pretty easily. I'm thinking about putting a seat. We're gonna take Valentina. We're gonna take Valentina, but I am considering putting Bill and Jeb on if we can get, or at least Jeb, or maybe Bill. I don't know. Probably an engineer, so maybe Val and Bill. But I do want a team on this for her not to just be alone. I mean, it is cool to be alone, but it's cool to just take a single person craft, especially since adding more people adds weight and have to redesign and potentially lose the perfection that we just created. But you know, we had a crew the last time. We had a crew of like 7, so Alright, let's go ahead and beautiful. Yeah, so this is such a beautiful game. Okay. Kind of feel like I want to go tumbling down the mountain, see how fast and far I can go, and if I can recover mid-fall. But that's at another time. That's going to be a different test. We'll probably do stress tests in its own stream where we really try to break the craft. Let's go ahead and do up and vertical toggle. Yeah, so we've fish. Is it okay to call you fish, or should neutral like fish? The fish of neutrality. Anyways, we have our vertical propellers going reverse thrust, so it's actually keeping us afloat here. So it allows us to have a little bit cleaner of a view of the ground if we want, and we can kind of spot, especially if we need to like land somewhere. If we're trying to find like a good spot to either come down to start being a ground dweller, or if we're trying to land near an anomaly or something, we can get eyes on it a lot more easily this way. It'd be cool. It'd be interesting. No, that wouldn't actually work. Never mind. Had a thought. One of those moments where you have a thought and you immediately realize how unlikely that's gonna be. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get ourselves right way up. Vertical and kill those engines. Alright, where is the river basin? I thought I would see it once I crested over the mountain. Alright, log to vessel. Okay, so it looks like it's to my right. If that is right. Oh, that doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's... I just need to follow my waypoint marker. Okay. Get rid of that. I might need to kill the video on the left. Sorry about that. Maybe not kill it, but just hide it for now. Okay. Alright, hit the vertical engines. Sorry, I need to kind of do a hard turn here. But look at that. Look how freaking stable. In the main challenge, I am turning on G-forces limits, so our pilot will pass out, or Kerbals will pass out when sustaining G-forces that are too high. So that'll be something to pay attention to. What's our energy like? Raising? Perfect. The only other thing that I could think about on here is possibly changing before we start is possibly getting a different IVA. But I don't know. First off, I don't know that there is another IVA that I don't have, except outside of a specific person's set of IVAs. And then secondly, that would start adding much more complexity to this. I'd end up having to possibly relearn. Okay, so it was on the other side of this mountain, supposedly. Get that. Why do I feel like I'm falling? My speed. I mean, my speed is fine. Okay, yeah, so that's on the right of me. It's also right here. So I need to go that way. Oh, is it in that canyon? Is the river at the bottom of that canyon? So we're gonna go into the river. So fish. It's time to go fish. We're gonna be fishing. We're gonna be a fish. We're gonna be. I don't know if we're gonna be a sub fish. We might need to be a submarine fish, but we're gonna try to be a boat fish for now. All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave this up for a moment. Refresh that. I'll put this down bottom left. Can't resize that. Oh, yes I can. Oh, don't crash because I'm paying attention to that. Okay, so there's a little bit of the river. Okay, and I think if we saw on the map, yeah, so there was only this little bit, and this is the actual start of the river basin that we need to get to. So, oh man. So this has been a hugely successful test of our abilities and capabilities, for that matter. I even like the fact that we got to a high altitude, we fell, was able to recover simply by turning on our fuel cell, even though our craft had no battery. Hey, welcome back, Murphin. Got rid of the video, sorry about that, it was distracting. But we're actually here, we're going to be in the water very soon. Look at that. Look at that. Alright, can we quick save? Yes, we can. Perfect. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to be landing. I've got my sub mod going, and we're going to try to navigate our way down the river. Let's see, river map. I'm going to be trying to navigate our way down the river like that. That actually might be handy to have. Okay, there we go. I guess I can get that off for now. Alright, so we're actually doing pretty good. We just need to come to a stop, turn on our verticals, turn off our forwards, and hit our brakes. Lower our throttle. Where's our throttle? There's our throttle right here. It's supposed to be right here, but this is not. It's supposed to show the whole graph right there, but that's not doing it. Let's go into the VTOL mode. Make sure we don't hit the water too hard. Nice, nice, nice. And let's actually kick on our hovercraft engines for a second. Allow us to turn off our engines, stow them away, get rid of our brakes, and then drop. Alright. We actually might need that map on. Let's turn on our submarine engine. And if all goes according to plan, we should be fairly stable. Look at that. We are going to need to keep an eye on our power. Ooh, okay, yeah, so the ocean floor comes up pretty quickly. Let's go ahead and get our landing gear on no matter what. Even if it doesn't make us hydrodynamic. Let's get our map up. And yeah, so the goal here is to kind of get our way out to sea. It might actually be, let's see if we could boat. Oh, oops, not brake. Landing gear. And so, in my testing, I found that, here, let's see. In my testing, I found that limiting the thrust here, oh, look at this. I got my camera and a light on this action group to look back and forth. Yeah, limiting the thrust was what made it capable. Oh, did I break something? I'm not sure. Oh. Is the game audio not going? Oh no. No, it is. Alright. Alright. Let's get out of first person for a second to see how this goes. We might need to change the buoyancy on this. The main problem with being a boat as opposed to a submarine is the waves causes the engine to not be in the water, and when we're at least under the surface, we can move forward pretty consistently. I wonder if there's a way that we could like continuously tip it. Let's see. Let's turn off the sub mod for a second. Well, it is giving us momentum. Seems like it's not... That might just be the momentum that we already had. Yeah, see? It's alternating. Is there any way that we could, like, tilt forward? I'm worried about hitting, changing the control. We're going. If we were to have a probe core slightly angled, so that way this was the natural, right? So slightly tipped up was the natural, like this. That could do. Whoops, I forgot to turn the camera off. Turn the camera back on. But all I said was, this is boating. It's not bad. And then I checked on the energy consumption. I might have said more. I forgot how long Okay. Oh, that's not bad. Something fun to see down there? Some kelp. Yeah, see, if the engine's not in the water, we don't go. Not bad though. So this'll definitely be able to get us point A to point B kind of thing. Can we physics warp? Yes, we can. That's an important question when it comes to the things that we do. Is can we physics warp? Because that'll save us some time. Oh, it does move very fast when you move in physics warp. Perfect. Energy. So yeah, losing sunlight. What's our solar production like? Only 26%. Or yeah, only 26% exposure. 40. It's not great, you know. But liquid charge is still good. We don't have our fuel cells. This is in the way. We don't have our fuel cells going. That's fine, but we do have fuel left to do. We might need that fuel. We have no ore. Do we have our... Is our Convertron going? No. Ooh. I'm about to beach myself. But yeah, so we might need to save that liquid fuel and oxidizer to power our batteries using the fuel cell in order to power the drill to drill up more ore to then create more liquid fuel oxidizer. So that may be the situation that we end up doing. But we'll see. We may end up being able to do that at night at the at the bottom of the river if there's ore. I do need to. Oh, that reminds me. I should put on the ore scanner onto this craft because we can scan when we're flying over and find out where the best spot to drill is. Yeah, we have that. 1 second. Hey, sweetheart, you gotta eat your food. Well, I'm sorry, but you gotta eat your food. There you go. Okay. So... Ooh. So I can physics warp a little bit. Yeah, so we've got such a ways to go if we wanted to travel this river. In fact, this may actually be a cool enough mission on its own to build like an actual boat. Maybe not a submarine because there's not too much to look at down there. Although we could actually. Let's go check it out. There we go. Did we break our cameras? Oh yes, we did. Oh shoot. But what was I gonna say? Let's get our landing gear. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, it was, we're gonna head down to the bottom, see what there's to see. But yeah, this could be a cool enough mission to travel up this river on its own. This long and windy. It's the windiest river on Kerbin, and yeah, just getting like an actual boat, because I have a mod that makes like actual naval craft possible. So we may need to turn off ground proximity warning. Oh, we don't have it on. Alright, so now what is the physics warp capability here? I don't think I should go too crazy with it. So yeah, it may be helpful to have the navigation up. Can we do old school screens with this? I want to... Oof, we're on a hill that I was not prepared for. I want to have the map right here, the actual map. We should probably even zoom in a little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that'll be good. Going relatively fast. 13 meters per second, but underwater. 13 meters per second, pretty ridiculous. What's that over there? Subpar debris. Oh, that must be the camera. Wow. We've got electric charge, but who knows how long the sun's going to be out, and we'll see from there. This is turning out to be such a great test. Oops. Look at that. That's fun. Yeah. Everything. We've got submersible. We've got driving. We've got plane. We've got helicopter. We've got disaster prevention. We've gotten longevity with our battery. Like, we can basically run forever as long as we have access to ore. Oh, flying in the water again. Let's go ahead and get back to onto the surface. Yeah, things like that we'll have to pay attention to in the water. So sometimes I think, like, oh, the water's kind of boring. You know, there's no point in being a submarine, or at least there's no point in being down here, because it's like, you know, it's like, oh, you just have this grass that's in your way. But, oops, you can wind up with some pretty, let's turn internal lights on. You can wind up with some pretty interesting experiences going over these over this terrain. Because sometimes there's just like a sudden drop, especially out in open water. Sudden drops are common, and it's just like, if you're not paying attention, if you're not able to handle it. If you don't have your hands on the keys, you have your hands on the wrong keys, or just don't have the reaction time. Yeah, and it also gets a lot darker. This is the river, so we're barely below the surface. And let's see. The map is refreshed. We don't need this up. Oops. I actually don't need like most of this information up. Don't need that. Can we turn this? Oh, don't want to smack into the ground like that. Let's kill our. See, this is what I'm talking about. I was hands off the keyboard. Can we kill our thrust? There we go. There we go. Thrust back on. Let's set that. There we go. I want to make sure I'm going the correct direction. So I plop down a waypoint real fast. Yeah, it's only a series of meters. Oh, the new game's fun? Nice. Solar Punks, you said it was, right? I'll have to look at the Steam page at some point. Not really in much of a position to get a new game, but I'll definitely, if it's something up my alley, I'll put it on the wish list. Making a house. Nice. I like house building. Yeah, so this is actually moving pretty fast. We could turn the thrust limiter up. We're only down to 33%, but I feel like this is stable, and if we need to go faster, we can just physics warp like this. Look at that. Like Minecraft, but on an island. Interesting. Skyblock. Ooh, open water. Ooh, this is kind of creepy. Look at that. There's nothing there for a second. Ooh, I think we're coming up a hill. Or, well, obviously we're coming up a hill. I was going to say, I think we're coming up the bank. Let's get back a little more centered. That's a submarine. That. Yeah, yeah, we flew out. I'll show you a map of what we did in a second. But yeah, we are, you see that map in the bottom right hand corner? That is the longest river on Kerbin. And we're, I hope this doesn't explode. Yeah, it's hard to. Let's see. Can I do good from here? And zoom in. Yeah, so we've done a long mission. In real, this isn't simulation or whatever. This is real consequences and whatnot. But we're trying to test drive the craft in a variety of situations. We've already fallen from a high height because we ran out of electricity, but we... Ooh, okay, hold on. Oof. There we go. We've got this fuel cell here. Which we can use to replenish our electricity. But we've also got, here, let me get above the grass for a second. This is the new craft and the final craft. It's going to be the Phileas Fogg V2. No, this isn't the real deal. This is just a test, but we've definitely done a lot with it. But yeah, this is the kind of the first test of all the different pieces and to show it off. We're going to do another test, which is going to be a stress test to see like how well we can do with it being damaged and stuff, or high velocity stuff, see how it handles under pressure. And then we might do another test or two, just kind of testing a few different biomes to see how it handles certain terrains. But then after that, I think we might be ready to go. But this craft is indeed the best one I think I've ever made in Kerbal. I think it's also the one that's going to end up working. Look at that. I don't know why my controls are locked. Hold on. I think it's this. Lock. That would have been a lot cooler. I was supposed to... yeah, that would have been a lot cooler. I was trying to bring this open so that way when I started, it would have done this. But no. Oh well. There we go. And VTOL. Look at that. I think I might need to turn off the air, these effects, because when it goes underwater, sometimes it glitches out and causes the effect to happen in the air. Don't like it. You made a beehive. Oh, I love beehives. I love bees. Bees are fun. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I want to do another one, another through the trees thing. It might be one of those, like, I take a few attempts even. And I also should do some, flying through the KSC. Do the under the bridge stuff. I've never been good at the under the bridge stuff, so but this thing is super maneuverable. Oh, here's something that's kind of fun. So I got these upward engines, right? But here, I'm gonna close this for now. All right, give it a little height. So I've got these engines that keep me going upright, but I have it on a toggle, so I can. Oops! I have it on a toggle, so when I'm upside down, I can hit vertical, and so it reversed the thrust. So now it's still keeping us going upright, but Spaceflight Simulator, not really. I never. I did once on my phone, but that was I wasn't too into it. But yeah, look at this. Look how stable it is. And so the idea is that we can kind of flip ourselves upside down and have this kind of viewing port. Okay, losing control. Have hands on the wrong keys. No, I lost electricity. That's what it was. Engine, I missed you. Okay, let's just close everything. Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and just turn that on and get ourselves building electricity again. Yeah, I think it just got late enough in the day. Just got late enough in the day. So I'm gonna have to figure out. Kerbal construction, I think, because being able to put our craft back together will be imperative, and probably putting it back together in the correct way, right? So the other thing is that we can always then we can either put our craft back together, right, or we can get our Kerbal to just hang out here and just chill, play a little solitaire, whatever, and then we'll go back to this base, to the KSC, launch a new one, fly it out to him, and then pass it on so he can have it. Yeah. One more pass on that. Where are you? There you Just need to finish your food. So let's go ahead and recover this Kerbal actually, because we're not going to do that. This was fun to see to see the river up close, and I am absolutely inspired to do something here. Maybe like a solar sail type skiff. Maybe some large naval craft that would be capable of navigating the various twists and turns here like that, all the way out. It's like an Amazon. It's like the Amazon Trail. Did any of you ever play the Amazon Trail? The Oregon Trail is a classic, but the Amazon Trail was one that they came out much later, and it was all about photographing animals and animal conservation and stuff. It was very cool. Yeah, reminded me of that. But yeah, we'll do. I think that's a fun mission. I think I want to do that at some point. But that is like its own thing. We're gonna need something that's basically just water capable. Hey, Carter Universe, welcome in. Yeah, absolutely recommend a mod. What you got? Hit me with it. I love mods. I have so many. Splash down a vessel in water. Nice. Alright, so I feel like I'm going to do a few stress tests right now. I'm going to do some tree flying. Try and make it to every planet in Kerbal Space Program. I do every single one of my career mode series. I always attempt that. And so far, the only time that I've ever actually achieved that is in Kerbal Space Program 2. So I know that's a little blasphemy for some people, but yeah, that's been the only one that I've been able to do. Subpar. Space Potatoes visual enhancements work with Black Racks and further builds upon it. Interesting. Is that on CCAN? Okay, let's see something. Alright, I just want to do one quick possible adjustment, but that might end up just ruining everything and hating everybody, but we shall see. Alright, so that's balanced. That sounds cool. I'll look into it. I mean, if it makes Black Racks look good. Does it interfere with anything? It's on KSP forums. Okay, that's fine. I mean, I'm no stranger to manual. I'm no stranger to manual mods. Let's do that. And we are going to put in this command C, and hopefully it's the correct way. And where is it? Let's put this. Alright, we're just gonna make a tiny little adjustment, but it might make the mission a lot better. It adds auroras, new cloud formation, sounds, and different bind. Really? You are kidding me. Hold on. Wait a minute. Where's my Chrome? Sorry for the sudden yelling. Okay, what would you say? Space Potatoes visual. Enhance. Interesting. Intermittent fog at low angles, partially obscuring craft view, surface ambient, faint wind, distant thunder. Oh, you are awesome. Little stranger coming into the stream first time and then just drops a bomb like that. Bravo. Thank you very much. That is going to be a huge aspect. Black Racks made me want to do planes in this game. I never cared about planes. Oh, that made that a little heavier. Ooh, that is what I feared. Let's just do one. Shoot. Hey, no worries. I haven't been promoting very much. I didn't actually do a lot of streaming before. But I am doing an around the world challenge where we visit every single biome on... Oh, I should get rid of the river map. We don't need that anymore. We're gonna visit every single POI on Kerbin, all in a single trip using this vehicle. This is actually a smaller vehicle than we did. This is my Around the World Challenge 2. Let's see, where are we at in the first video? This is the video when I oh, we're right by Crater Rim. Oh, that's fun. Every single time I open this up, it's like, oh, here we're right by a spoiler. But this was the first vehicle that we did, the Phileas Fogg. And so we're working on the Phileas Fogg 2 now. But this one was ridiculous. It used helicopter rotors and these giant thank you, Peabody. These giant solar panels because the rotors were just too much. But I'll throw that down there. Where is it? There we go. But yeah, that is the mission that we're going to be attempting. We're not there yet, but we're finally finished the vehicle build phase, and now we're in the testing phase. That should be fine enough. It actually doesn't need to be that big. That helps. 1.0. Alright, let's do a quick simulation. Oh, cancel. Let's do a quick simulation, see if the seat is in the correct way. It probably won't be, but whatever. Yeah, so I'm about to fly this very fast through the trees in the middle of the dark and possibly in raining, so you joined at a perfect time. But right now I want to see if we can get either Bill or Jeb in on the official mission, because currently it's just a one-person craft, so we were going to have Val. But I want to see if I can get at least one other person, hopefully the engineer, so that way we can fix our craft if it ever breaks. But if not... Oh, backwards? I can handle backwards. Hey, K-Cat. I can handle backwards because then that gives me this. Perfect. It's a little off balance. But can I control from here? Yes, I can. Nice. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I can't. Can't control. I was going to say, can I control it? Yeah, so I can control it. I can't control it from here, but it would be backwards. I should probably fix that. So if this is... So this should be in the forward way, so it's not out of control. Oh, okay. Okay. That's perfect. Now, can it still... Let's see. Can it still VTOL? Yeah, I made Interstellar by accident too. Why aren't these going? Let's turn that on. Let's turn that and that. I don't think I'm going to do first person for our flight tests. Oh, that's thrust limiter. Those thruster limiter. Why? 2, 3. There we go. Alright, so this is vertical takeoff and landing. But Yeah, the addition of that. The addition of that extra thing. Hey, Keycat, you need to finish your food. Yeah, the addition of that seat is just, that destroyed us. We can't. Oh, sorry, Bill. Sorry, Jeb. You will not be coming along on the journey. Here, come here. Eat this. Eat that. Alright. You are the weakest link. Yeah, it's just the way that we created this craft just allowed it made we need it. Yeah, ugh, can't speak. We need everything that we have is exactly what we need and should be. There we go. And thrust limiter up. Save. I fear about putting even another light on here, you know. But we should actually. Just a couple more. Maybe spotlights. There we go. All right, now let's fly it really fast through some trees in the dark. But yeah, this is we're gonna be doing the whole journey on stream. Gonna record it, gonna make it into a video after the fact. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna take a while because the first one took 90 hours. The build process was included in that, and so far, I don't know how long we did 9 streams of the build process, about 2 to 3 hours each, so far it's taken about 20 hours on the build process, I think. Alright, let's just go ahead and get this cinematic the whole time. We do chase camera, nice. I'm going to need to kind of keep that in mind. Alright. Let's get our forward engine, our upwards engines, lights on. Might want those backlights off actually. Those are like right in our face. Yeah, like that. Oh yeah, this thing is fancy. Let's turn off our forward engines and just go for uppers. Yeah, so this is how it should have been. And we can also do this. Oh, nope. Nope. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, I should have had a little bit more height before doing that. Do I not have my SAS on? No, I don't. That's why I was out of control. I didn't have my SAS on. Doesn't matter. Let's restart that. What I was trying to show off was the fact that we could do upside down flight as well. But I might want to, you know what? For something like this, I might want to get my keyboard up on the table so I can control a little better. I want my joystick actually for this, we'll see. Hold on. All right. Got everything going. There we go. Turn that off. 2, 3. But yeah. Look how quick this is to take off when you have both engines going. It's just a dream to fly. Interstellar, no, I've never actually used Interstellar mods or any Planet Pack mods. I can just barely handle the. Oh yeah, that's right. I want to turn off these backlights. I could barely just handle the regular Kerbal system itself. So, we're gonna do some fancy flying here. Let's see how it goes. Occasionally I feel like, oh, we should turn up the trees, you know? We should turn up the amount of trees there are, because all of these trees have collision. Like that. Oh, what ripped off? Something. Oh, our radiator ripped off. Oh yeah. Oh shoot. Fuel cell. Nope, not gonna work. Forgot we need to turn on our fuel cells if we're gonna fly at night. That's what it is. That was where that problem came from. Alright. Let's try that again. Let's do it in first person. I do a lot of IVA. Let's see, let's see. Fuel cell on. I just want the regular. Don't need VTOL. I mean, a VTOL would be fine. Whatever. Alright, SAS on, RCS on, landing gear off, internal lights, external lights. Oh, what are you getting caught up on? Sub engine on. Wait, whoops. Sub engines off. Alright, almost ready. Almost ready for flight. New system with animals that are moving around and eating. Interesting. Coming in here with all the mod suggestions. I feel like we're gonna turn that on. I feel like ground proximity warning is just gonna cause more noise than we want. What else do we need? Got our batteries. Good, good. Landing gear off. Brakes are off. Let's do upwards engines only. There we go. Let's go turn our hovercraft engines off.
20. 25.
Nice. And then we can just throw in something like forward. Oh, we're not going to want our announcements. Our AVS, I think that is. Yeah, that voice announcement we're not going to want. Yeah, so having the vertical engines and the forward engines makes the craft quite maneuverable. Ooh, you know what? We're not going to want any of these. Sorry about that. And the low gear is going to be awful as well. Might need to just have our gears out. Yep, so just a quick reminder, all these trees have collision. Oh no. So does that. Okay. Tumble, tumble, tumble. What are we looking like here? Oh, hey, there you go. We were talking about a Beyblade, right? At some point. Let's kill our engines. Okay, so we've got no more forward engine, but everything else seems to be doing pretty good. Alright, so we've got hover engines on our top for a reason, and this is because occasionally you find yourself in this position. So let's toggle our forward thrust, and if we did correctly, I don't think we did that correctly. Vertical toggle. Get that out of our face. Yep. And then flip it over. There we go. Ooh. Yep. So there you go. That's what the vertical toggle is great for. Just getting yourself out of some situations. Not having landing gear is going to be interesting. Yeah, so we don't have much vertical momentum or much forward momentum, but that's all right. Let's see what kind of shenanigans we can get into with this before we completely destroy the craft. It'd be interesting to have these actually on a servo. Huh. Interesting thought. I wonder about putting these on a rotating servo, so if we don't have a forward engine like this, what we can do with that. Yeah, having them forward, maybe, yeah, knocking off this front, right, in the tester. Oh no, did I just find something else to change the vehicle design with? Possibly. Yeah. Oh no, Kerbal crash. Yeah, I need to get rid of these vehicle effects, the orange ones that you see right there. Well, yeah, but that might be all she wrote for for this. We'll just throw on this while I we'll just throw this on while I close out. Oh hey. See, do you see what I'm telling you? Every single time I open this, we're like right at one of the checkpoints. It's never the times in between for some reason. This is actually about to end. About to finish this. But yeah, that was a successful test of the stream, or of the craft. I think in the next one we might do one more stream where we do, yeah, you see I'm just like flying through those trees without any repercussions at all. One of the reasons why I'm doing this is because I kept mentioning in this first challenge, I'm like, if they ever add collision to the trees, we're going to be screwed, because we're not going to be able to do this. Just going to hit all the things and just break our craft before we can go. So that's why I decided to make this one. I decided to make it small and maneuverable, because I won't be able to do things like this where I'm just, time warping, physics warping really fast, going down these hills without caring, my direction at all. See, I would have been destroyed several times over here. But yeah. So the unofficial name is Around the World 2, Attacked by Trees. But in the next one, yeah, I'm going to do maybe a couple stress tests. I might actually just do those off screen, make a couple videos of some flying in between trees like I have been. I'm really excited to kind of build up a little bit of excitement and get a few more people aware of the stream. But then I feel like we're going to be starting pretty soon. I will probably want to find a stable time period and a stable schedule, like on these specific days I stream, on these specific days I don't, and stream for a specific amount of time. Yeah, coming up to the KIC, you're going to actually see the ending. Very excited about this, but yeah, I'll be streaming pretty regularly at a very specific time, so that way people can follow along the journey as we do this whole thing again, but in reverse. So we'll be coming from the island at this point. But anyways, that is where I'm going to leave today's episode, today's stream. If you... Anyways, that's where I'm going to leave today's episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, I hope... you know what? Thank you for joining. If you liked it, please leave a like, subscribe, think about all that, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take care.